Hello friends, myself Ganesh Raizadev. I welcome you to my YouTube channel where you can find the videos on kinematics of machines and dynamics of machinery and vibrations. So today's video is about it is about balancing. So today we are going to discuss about balancing. Let's start with the balancing. So balancing of which kind? We are going to discuss balancing of reciprocating masses. Where does these masses are observed? So the engineering applications of, if you talk about the engineering applications, the reciprocating mass obviously observed in the reciprocating engine. So in reciprocating engine, you can observe the piston, connecting rod and crank. So all these elements are in motion. So the elements which are reciprocating having some mass, it causes unbalance in the machine. So what you are going to learn in this video, the first thing that you are going to learn to understand the unbalance in reciprocating engine. Second, evaluate the unbalanced force in reciprocating engine. So let's start. So unbalanced force in reciprocating engine, it is the resultant of all the forces acting on the body of engine due to inertia. So let us consider one reciprocating engine mechanism. Here you can observe there is a crank which is rotating with angular velocity omega. The length of connecting rod is L and the crank is R. The connecting rod is connected to piston which moves in the horizontal direction. So the figure shows various forces. The forces acting are Fi, Fr, Fb and Fn. So Fr is the force required to accelerate the mass, which is represented by Fr. Fi is the inertia force due to reciprocating parts, whereas Fn and Fb, which are acting on this particular mechanism. So Fi represents the inertia force, as I told, and Fn is the normal force which is acting on the cylinder wall, whereas this Fb is the force which is acting on the crankshaft bearing. So this force is nothing but the centripetal force which is acting on this particular bearing, which is of crankshaft. If you see, Fr and Fi are equal in magnitude, but these are opposite in the directions, so these can be cancelled. Now talking about Fb, so this force Fb, which is a centripetal force, I can say, it is having two components, the horizontal component and vertical component. So let's the horizontal component be Fbh and the vertical component is Fbv. So this horizontal component is nothing but the unbalanced force, that is Fbh, which is equal to Fi in magnitude. The second force is Fbv, which is equal to Fn, which causes the unbalanced couple. So this Fn and Fbv, which are acting opposite direction to each other, forms a couple which is unbalanced couple. So that is Fn into x is the moment created, which is equal to Fbv into x. So the unbalanced force and unbalanced couple vary in magnitude and direction during the engine cycle. So there are primary and secondary unbalanced forces of reciprocating masses. We are going to see these forces. So the accelerating force or the acceleration of reciprocating part is approximately given by the expression, which is AR is equal to R omega square cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n, which we have seen in theory of machines. So this is what the acceleration of the piston. Now if I want to find out the force generated with this acceleration, it will be Fi is equal to Fr, that is mass into acceleration. So if mass is m, the reciprocating mass is m, then the force will be m omega square r in bracket cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. So I can say this FBH, which is equal to unbalanced force, is nothing but this Fi. So Fu is equal to m omega square r in bracket cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. So if I multiply this term inside the bracket, I will get two terms. One is m omega square r cos theta and second is m omega square r cos 2 theta by n. The first term m omega square r cos theta is called as primary unbalanced force, whereas the second term m omega square r cos 2 theta by n is called secondary unbalanced force. We have seen the primary unbalanced force, which is m omega square r cos of theta. So when theta is equal to 0 or 180 degree, the primary unbalanced force is maximum and its value is m omega square into r. Similarly, secondary unbalanced force is equal to m omega square r cos 2 theta by m. Now when theta is equal to 0, 90, 180 degree, the secondary unbalanced force is maximum, and which is equal to m omega square r upon n. So here we can see that the secondary unbalanced force is 1 by n times the maximum primary unbalanced force. In case of moderate speed, the secondary unbalanced force is so small that it may be neglected as compared to the primary unbalanced force. Now, is it possible to completely eliminate the unbalance? Obviously no. Now, why it is not possible? Let's see. Now if I consider the same mechanism, here in order to completely eliminate this unbalanced force, that is a centripetal force m omega square r, like in case of rotating unbalanced system, we can consider another mass of say magnitude b, which is at a distance of b from the center O. Then the primary force is balanced if these two forces are equal. That is, this b omega square into b cos of theta, if it is equal to m omega square r cos of theta, or I can say b into small b, that is mass on this side into this distance, if it is equal to this mass into this distance, then the primary force can be balanced. But the vertical component which is generated is unbalanced, or it remains unbalanced. So what is that? It is b omega square b sine of theta. The maximum value of this force is when theta is 90 or 270 degree, which is same as the magnitude or maximum value of primary force. So a compromise is made and system is balanced partially. That is, taking some amount of mass on the opposite side of this mass and it is attached at exactly opposite to this, which is partially balance the reciprocating system. So hence the complete balancing of reciprocating masses is not possible.